Hola a todos, bienvenidos a sus apuntes de pronouns with commands. By the end of the day, you will be able to place pronouns correctly with formal commands. Remember, formal commands are usted and ustedes. So let's hop right in. Okay, so when talking about pronouns, we're going to specify today that we are working with object pronouns. We have two kinds of objects we have two kinds of objects we've seen so far. First, we have a direct object. A direct object is something that receives the action. So in the sentence, the dinosaurs ate the plant. The plant is the direct object. So you can say they ate the plant, or you can say, the dinosaurs ate it. Here, plant is your antecedent. It is your pronoun. It and the plant both refer to the same thing. They are the direct object. They're the thing that got eaten. En español se dice, los dinosaurios comieron la planta, or ellos lo comieron. Notice that change in position. The direct object pronoun is after the verb in English, but it's before the verb in Spanish. So that's exciting. Okay. And then the opposite of a direct object is an indirect object. An indirect object tells to whom or for whom an action is done. This is all review, so if you need more help, come visit and we'll have a chat. Okay. In the sentence, Caleb buys you flowers. Flowers is our direct object. He's the thing that they bought. It's the thing that he bought, right? But he bought it for you. So you are the indirect object. Right? También en español, Caleb te compra flores. He buys you flowers. Te las compra. The indirect object always goes before the direct object when we're using pronouns, but we will talk about that later. Your direct object pronouns, as a quick review, are me, te, lo, or la, depending on the gender of the thing, nos, os, and then, of course, los or las, depending on the gender of the thing that you're receiving the action, like the plants or the flowers or whatever. Indirect objects are very similar. These are the guys that we use gustar with. Among other things, that's not their only use, but there you go, right? So say me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, nos gusta, os gusta, les gusta. So you have it. Those are your pronouns. Now let's talk about the meat of our lesson, where to put them when we're commanding someone to do something. Ooh, right? So in English, the pronoun placement is always after. Give me, tell him, eat that, right? However, in Spanish, the placement of the pronouns depends on whether the thing you're telling them to do is affirmative, if it's like a yes, do that thing, or if it's negative. It's like a no, don't do that. Right? So when you have an affirmative action, those pronouns are always going to be on the end of the verb. So say, lave lo mañana. That's a direct object. Wash it tomorrow. Or llámenme. That's an indirect. Call me in an hour. So those are in the end, wash it. Call me. Just like in English. That sounds normal to us. And that's lovely. Before we go on, a quick word about accents. You notice that there's accents here. Lávelo and llámenme. This is because we need to put accents when we have a pronoun, because we still want the verb to sound the same. We still want to sound like lava, llama. We still want that emphasis there. So how do we know when we put an accent there? Well, first, we need to make sure the original verb is at least 2 or more syllables. So if you have a command like then, give, that's just one syllable. So, denme, give me, doesn't need an accent, right? So only if it's 2 or more syllables. If that's the case, go ahead and underline. If you have 2 or more syllables, that is. My hint for you is underline the stressed syllable, lav, yam, that kind of deal. And then after you do that, then put the pronoun on. Watch this. Pronoun. And then finally put an accent on your underlined, your stressed syllable. So that's my hint for you. That's affirmative. Affirmative actions need accents if they are multiple syllables. And then their pronouns go on the end of the verb. On negative actions, however, the pronoun needs to go after the no, but before the verb. So just like we say, like, don't wash it, it would be no lo llave. Don't call me, no me llamen. So that's exciting. There you go. That's our key idea of the day. Love it. Remember it forever. Now let's put it into practice. So in activity 13, we have 6 items and actions, and we need to say do the thing or don't do the thing. Something I did not notice until after I made my answer key was that these guys are all affirmative. These are all sí. And these guys are all no. So keep that in mind. Right. Número 1, we have hervir, and estas son las zanahorias. So to help me remember, I like to label them so that I can remember them better. And then eventually get over this cough. Anyway, so ellas son las fresas, batir los huevos, okay, no freír las cebollas, número 5, no añadir la sal. That's where celery comes from, fun fact. And no servir la lechuga. Awesome. Okay, so now let's look at our verbs. Before we can make commands, before we can make mandatos, nuestros mandatos, our commands, we start with the yo form. Hervir as a stem changer, that's E to IE, gives us hiervo. And then we want to take this IR ending and switch it. So that becomes hierva. Actually, I'll just do this way. So that's our command. Probar is also a stem changer. So the yo form is, how did I get black? That's how. Is pruebo. I need to write more neatly. Pruebo. So we need to drop this O, replace with the opposite of AR, which is E. Batir is bato. It's just a regular IR verb. So to change that into command form, we switch to its opposite, drop the IR, change it to an A, bata. Following a similar form, freír becomes, or goes through frío to become fría. Yeah. Añadir goes through añado to become añada. Servir goes through sirvo to become sirva. So now that we have our verbs in place, we can put our pronouns on them. Okay, here we go. Fortunately, our pronouns are always going to match are articles. That's actually not true. I lied. But in this activity, they are. Okay, so to match las, we just need las. To match las, oh, hey, las. To match los, still los. Unless it was one egg. In the photo, we have 2 eggs. But if it were one, pátalo. But we have 2 eggs, so pátalos. Okay, las cebollas, fría las. La sal, añada la. Servir, sirva la. Boom. But what about accents? Well, what gets the emphasis? Well, hierva, prueba, pata, fría. Hey, it already has an accent. That's cute. Añada, sirva. Those aren't naturally going to get the accents anymore because we added on this like trailer of a pronoun. So we need to add accents on there. Hiervalas, pruébalas, pátalas, hey, añádalas, sírvalas. I know I said my pronouns wrong, but this was all about the accent. Okay, cool. Putting that all together, we have, I didn't even write this on here. Shoot, I was going to do a cool reveal. I'll just move them over here. C. Oh, that's the, that's this guy. C. Hiervalas. Awesome. Just going to copy my C real quick. Add in a no while I'm down here. Okay, and then I just need to move everything over. ¿Qué hago con las fresas? ¿Las prueba? ¿Pruebo? Sí. Pruébelas. ¿Qué hago con los huevos? ¿Los bato? Sí. Bátalos. ¿Qué hago con las cebollas? ¿Las frío? No. Frío. Oh, we need a no in there. No. Oh, no. These are negative. Remember, our negative things, our negative pronouns go in front of our verbs. No las fría. End of sentence. ¿Qué hago con la sal? ¿La añado? Oh, no, that's a no. No. Añádala? Nope, sorry, guys. That pronoun needs to go before. No la añada. ¿Qué hago con la lechuga? ¿La sirva? No. Do not serve it. No la sirva. Oh, shooties my goodies. We put that pronoun on the end, but it's negative, so the pronoun needs to go before. That also means we can get rid of our accents because we no longer need them. Because now the emphasis is on añada, sirva. So that's normal. We put periods at the end of our sentences to keep our spelling right. Boom. Then we're done. So that's activity 13. Que en actividad 14 tenemos mandatos de nuestra madre. We're hanging out with our brother. Mom's got tasks for us to do. But she didn't really tell us what. See, what's happening is we are being super intentional and we're asking Mom, hey, should we do this thing? Should we do this thing? We're volunteering us for all of our work, which I'm sure Mom loves. Yes, let's clean this. No, let's not. Yes, do the thing. No, let's not, right? So, número 1, tenemos barrer el suelo. El suelo is going to give us lo. So it goes barran lo. I don't know, it's like this is the answer. How do I explain it even better? How about I go backwards? I'll go backwards. All right. Okay. So it was barrer el suelo. El suelo is our direct object. That's the thing that we sweep. So the direct object that goes with that is going to be lo. To be affirmative, we attach it to the end. Barran lo. To be negative, we put it in the beginning. This should have been a O. No lo barran. There you go. Okay, and of course to take the command, we change that ER change it to the opposite. Paran. Aha, there it is. Okay, next. We have cortar el césped. El césped, just like el suelo, is masculine. So that's going to be replaced with a lo. Cortar as an AR verb. We're going to drop that AR, replace it with its opposite, EN, giving us corten lo or whatever. So that gives us sí, córtenlo, or no, no lo corten. Again, it's attached, our direct object is attached to the end of the affirmative, but in front of the negative. Number 3 is all about sacar la basura, which is something I need to do. So that's fun. La basura is still a direct object. We're going to replace it with la, as it is feminine. Taking that AR verb, replacing it with its opposite, en, because the plural, there are multiple of us doing this thing. However, shooties magooties, we have a C. That's going to get switched to a QU to maintain the k sound followed by an E. So sakin, giving us C. Sakin la, or no, no la sakin. I think these are distracting, the colors, so I'm just going to leave them like that. Okay, as you can see, we have, what was our next one? Los platos, I think. Yeah, los platos replaced by los here. In the affirmative needs to go after the verb, otherwise before. Okay, that's the pattern. I'm going to let you do the rest of the activities. So go ahead and pause the video, finish actividad 14, and come back and check your work. Here we go. Número 5. Háganlas, no las hagan. 6. Pásenla, no la pasen. 7. Pónganla, no la pongan. 8. that was really fun. Okay, so we have denle de comer, no le den de comer. Think of it this way. Your whole verb is dar, and then de comer, you can think of it as like a prepositional phrase, so it just kind of goes at the end. And then dar gets translated to then, because we changed the ending. Dar, drop that ER, replace it with its opposite, en, then. Denle de comer, no le den de comer. Awesome. Then does not need an accent because it has only one syllable. So, otherwise, we have our accents pongan, pasen, hagan, lavan, sacan, corten. That's that. Finish the rest of your packet and have a wonderful time on your activities. Remember, affirmative, attach them to the end, add an accent. Negative, put them right before. Love it. Have a lovely day. Adios.